They call him the Wizard. Chapter 17, Braiding the Timelines with Love. The Wizard sat in his workshop, staring out at the gentle sway of the trees in the afternoon breeze. His thoughts, however, were far beyond the physical world. They were dancing through the infinite web of timelines, dimensions, and realities, weaving together in a vast cosmic braid. He had always known that reality wasn't as fixed as it seemed. Timelines shifted, world lines intersected, and sometimes, if you paid close enough attention, you could feel yourself slipping from one version of reality to another, like turning the page of a book you didn't know you were reading. "Ah, the beauty of it all," the Wizard mused. "We're all players in this grand game, each of us tugging at the strings, making choices, putting out vibrations with every word and action." He chuckled to himself, thinking of his old friend Dan Winter, a man of coherence, physics, and deep thoughts that could spin your brain in loops if you weren't careful. Dan always had a way of explaining things with metaphors, turning the abstract into something almost tangible. The Wizard loved that about him, how he could take something as complex as quantum entanglement and make it sound like a simple parable about love and unity. "Coherence," the Wizard muttered, smiling to himself. "That's what it's all about, isn't it? Coherence in the mind, the body, the spirit, and in the timelines themselves." And today, the Wizard felt particularly attuned to that coherence. He knew that timelines were not just abstract concepts. They were living, breathing entities, each one a path, a choice, a ripple in the great sea of existence. His goal, as always, was to braid these timelines together, to find the positive intersections where love, joy, and abundance could flourish. He thought back to the beginning, to that ancient phrase, "In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was good." That simple truth had guided him through countless twists and turns in life. Words held power, vibrations that shaped reality, and now, more than ever, the Wizard felt the weight of those words. He was careful with them, speaking only those that would help align the timelines towards something better. As he pondered, he noticed something subtle yet profound. He had been focusing on abundance and prosperity lately, hoping to shift not just his own reality, but the realities of those around him. And then, just the other day, one of his closest friends, a kindred spirit who had been working with him in the laboratory, suddenly seemed to find a new spark of ambition. She had been content with her occasional work in the lab, but the Wizard could tell the slow pace had started to weigh on her. The laboratory wasn't bustling with the activity it once had, and revenues were slow to trickle in. But out of nowhere, she decided to apply for a new job, something entirely different from the work she had been doing. It was as if the timeline had nudged her, giving her a little push in the right direction. "Ah, there it is," the Wizard thought with a grin. "The timelines are shifting, even in the smallest of ways." He could see the ripple effect of his work. His intentions to bring abundance and prosperity into this world line were paying off not just for him, but for those around him. It was like a tiny shift in the matrix, a little nudge in the right direction, and suddenly things were moving again. His friend's decision to seek new work wasn't the only change either. A couple of other staff members in the laboratory had begun getting more organized, straightening up their workspaces and putting plans into action that had been stalled for too long. The Wizard smiled to himself. He knew this wasn't just a coincidence. This was the result of his efforts to braid the timelines, to align them with the higher vibrations of love, joy, and purpose. It was proof that even the smallest actions on one timeline could echo across others, creating a wave of change that spread far and wide. "I love it when the Matrix listens," the Wizard mused, feeling a deep sense of satisfaction. A little love, a little focus, and the whole thing starts to shift. As he sat there watching the changes unfold, the Wizard couldn't help but feel a deep sense of joy. He had always known that the key to everything, whether it was time travel, quantum entanglement, or just the everyday ups and downs of life, was love. Love was the thread that connected it all, the energy that flowed through every timeline, every dimension. And by focusing on love, by choosing words and actions that aligned with that frequency, he was able to guide the timelines into something more harmonious, more abundant, more beautiful. "Love is the key," the Wizard whispered to himself. "It's always been the key." He could feel the timelines braiding together in his mind, like threads in a cosmic tapestry. Each thread was unique, each one representing a different choice, a different outcome. But with a little care, with a little love, those threads could be woven into something magnificent, something that uplifted not just one person, but everyone connected to that timeline. And today the wizard could feel it working. His friends' new ambition, the staff's renewed energy, the subtle shifts in the world around him, it was all coming together, piece by piece, thread by thread. With a deep breath, the wizard leaned back in his chair, closing his eyes for a moment to savor the feeling of connection, of coherence, of love radiating through every fiber of his being. The universe was listening, and the timelines were aligning, one positive vibration at a time. And as he opened his eyes, he knew that the work was far from over. But that was the joy of it, wasn't it? The game of life, the dance of timelines, the weaving of possibilities. It was all part of the journey, and the wizard was more than happy to continue playing his part, spreading love, joy, and light wherever he could. Because in the end, that's what mattered most. Love, pure and simple, was the force that could braid the timelines, unite the dimensions, and bring about a better world for everyone. "Let's keep the game going," the wizard said with a smile, feeling the warmth of love radiating from his heart. Because this is how we braid the timelines, with love, light, and a little bit of magic. To be continued, Global Robotics Corporation, Robert Colee Global Robotics Corp. Please like, comment, and subscribe.